Hey y'all, I want to give you guys an update on a trellis idea that Keith and I are working on in the garden. Right down the center of this area, we've got a butternut squash, cantaloupe, and then the back two are watermelons. And we realized that as they started growing out, they were just expanding across on the wood chips. So we were trying to figure out a way to lift them up. So this is what Keith kind of came up with, which I really like. So I'm hoping this works out well. So he just did basically almost like a triangle, filled it with some of the fencing wire, and they have been growing up and over. So I'm really hoping this works. This is my butternut squash. Look at some of these little babies are just starting, so hopefully we'll have a good crop of butternut squash. Never grew those before. This is the cantaloupe. Flowers all over. Let me see if I can find the bud. I do have, little tiny ones just starting. So again, first time growing cantaloupe, can't wait for that. And then the same for these watermelons. They're just teeny tiny little, let's see if I can show their buds. So I'm really excited about these. I'm hoping this works out really well. So we have another plant here, spaghetti squash, that is literally taking over this whole section of the garden. I was not expecting it to get as big as it is. But again, Keith had to figure out a makeshift trellis to bring this up. So he just kind of threw together some fencing with a little bit of metal posts going across. But this, never grown this before, spaghetti squash. I'm real excited about this too. But I think I have gone through and counted, and at the moment, I think there's about 7 or 8 of these. Let's see if I can find them all. Those are my biggest ones. I'm not sure if that's going to show up on camera, but they're really big. Just a quick update on the butternut squash, the cantaloupe, and the watermelons. There's blooms on these and they're getting big really fast. The size of that. There's a few of them in here. There's 2. There's another there. A couple of them down here. And then the cantaloupe, they're in here too. Give me a second to find them. There's one. There's a little guy right there. You see him? Right there. We sneak to this side. A couple of them are starting to bloom. I even have a couple little watermelons. Let's see if I can find them. Oh, perfect. They're hanging down. There's one. Here's one. Another little one. A couple of little flowers. You can see that. Another one right there. And this one right here. Little tiny ones down here. do an update on the spaghetti squash because it looks like they're starting to turn a little bit of color. Not quite as green anymore. It's got a little bit of a yellow coloring to it. And there's even some new ones. See, that new one started. And I think I saw another one there. Another one way down in there. Still taking over the garden. I actually picked a butternut squash the other day. Just looking great. Look at, there's still a ton on here. And I still have some new growth. Look at that new one growing right there. It's great. Got another new one growing down here. So yeah, butternut squash is one of my favorites. So I'm pretty excited about the butternut squash. Cantaloupe, we're down to 1, maybe 2 left on the plant here. See the cantaloupe here. I think there may have been another one growing. Don't remember where the other one was, but he may be petering out. The watermelons, we need to pick some of them. There's several of them out here that are kind of growing in here, so we need to start picking some in both sets, this section and in this section down here. There's definitely some watermelons. Yummy, yummy, yummy.